Hello, and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen and Karen's Library. Today I need to catch up with my playlist content, starting with the Nazis.
So a minister can't unilaterally start banning organisations. ASIO have to determine that there are organisations that already pose the sort of threat that I've been describing that's there in
Well,
law.
how many have they found?
ASIO have pointed to two. ASIO have pointed to two organisations.
It's a Nazi and Hizb ut-Tahrir.
That's right. Both of which have a number of sort of subsidiary organisations in different ways. Like the Nazis also go by White Australia. There are other organisations that are viewed widely as front organisations for Hizb ut-Tahrir as well.
That was a couple of days ago. This is from today. Australian neo Nazis use symbols that may evade hate speech laws. The NSN may claim to have disbanded in response to the government's new hate speech laws. However, some former NSN leaders have vowed online that National Socialism is inevitable and are likely to again attend anti-immigration rallies planned for Australia Day. So the Norse Anglo-Saxon god is now potentially a hate symbol. Wow, that's interesting. Ned Kelly's in the firing line. Someone else has noticed the runes. Dr. Hardy said it's all tied with obsession with Aryan culture. Black suns, blah, 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 same old, same old. These are some screenshots from an article from the 19th. Neo-Nazi leader Thomas Sewell has failed to appear in a Melbourne courtroom a day after his movement claims to have been fully disbanded in response to the government's proposed hate speech laws. Magistrate Patrick Southey adjourned the special mention until Friday and asked Mr. Turner to contact Mr. Sewell. The term blood and honour was used by Hitler Youth, so that's going to be in the firing line as well under the federal government's proposed legislation, which is no longer proposed. Tony Burke named the National Socialist Network. I thought he named the Nazis. So anyway, the Nazis and a radical Islamic group. And Tom went back to court yesterday. Now, here's some stuff from 10 days ago that I just want to have in my library. So what do? React to it. That's right.
Well, neo-Nazi group the National Socialist Network has announced it will disband. That's in response to the federal government's new hate speech laws. However, there are concerns that members of the group could move their operations underground. Political reporter Isabella Tolhurst joins us now from Canberra. Isabella, good morning. So could there be unintended consequences from these new laws?
Good morning, Emma. Well, that's exactly what the concern is. These new hate speech laws are being introduced to Parliament next week, as it's been recalled early, in the wake of the Bondi terror attack. Under the new laws, it will become easier for the federal government to identify organisations as prohibited hate groups. Once a group is identified, it then becomes a criminal offence to direct activities of the group, be a member or recruit for the group, provide or receive training and get or give funding to the organisation. People who break those laws could face up to 15 years imprisonment. Now, the National Socialist Network, the group behind projects like White Australia and the European Australian Movement, yesterday announced it would be disbanding. In a message sent to members, they said that if the laws pass, there will be no way to avoid the organisation being banned, and that disbandment is being done before the laws take take effect to avoid members being arrested and charged. Now, in theory, this is exactly what the government wanted as a result of these laws. They want to create a world in which it's not possible for these hate groups to spread their hate. But with Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke saying that he welcomed the news. However, there is a bit of scepticism that this announcement from the neo-Nazi group is not genuine. They say that they, instead of being completely disbanding, there's concerns that they will just move underground. We've heard from extremism and politics experts that say while neo-Nazi groups are above ground and they feel emboldened to speak about what their plans are and what their opinions are, they're very easy to track. Once they head underground, however, it becomes much harder to keep track of those individuals. Some extremism researchers also say that these neo-Nazis may take this as a personal attack on their freedom and that it could incite further violence or action as individuals may look to take action against what they deem is an unfair law. So while there does seem to be wide-ranging support for these hate speech laws, this is something the government is going to have to hash out in Parliament next week during the debate of the laws to make sure that people aren't able to circumvent them.
Australia's most prominent neo-Nazi network says it will disband over the proposed new hate speech laws set to be put before federal parliament. Senior political correspondent Chloe Burris has more.
The Home Affairs Minister says any day the neo-Nazis take a backward step is a good day, though he remains sceptical. The neo-Nazi National Socialist Network claims it'll disband by the end of the week in response to proposed new hate speech laws to avoid members being arrested and charged. The legislation, which has been urgently drafted in the wake of the Bondi terror attack, would make it easier for the federal government to list organisations as prohibited hate groups. In a statement, Minister Tony Burke warns the individuals will still try to find ways to spew hatred and will keep deporting people and disbanding organisations that hate Australia. The opposition's concerned the group will recreate itself and re-emerge under a different name. ASIO says members will remain on intelligence radars.
Yes, there is a risk they go underground, but our job is to find the people who are hiding themselves in society, and we're good at that.
The legislation, which includes a crackdown on hate speech as well as restricting access to guns, was today probed by a snap parliamentary committee. The nation's top spy and top cop questioned whether the reforms will be effective in stopping extremism in Australia.
There are aspects of this bill that will make it easier for us to take action.
Now, I've been in trouble with YouTube for comparing the Nazis in Australia to the Patriot Front in America because, you know, they run things the same and say the same things. And I'm not saying anything like that because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. Anyway, this is funny.
Are you guys Republican or Democrat? Neither. I don't support Trump. You don't support Trump? Do you support Israel? No, they're not Republican or Democrat. They are fascists. Yes. I don't support Trump personally because he supports Israel. They are fascists. They want to start a white ethno-state. Do you support Israel? No, absolutely not. I don't like ethno-states. I'm consistent. Okay, so Israel should open its borders. Yeah, absolutely. You should argue with him. No, I'm just curious. I don't like ethno-states. Why? Like Israeli or anything. I don't like ethno-states. I believe that the world is open for all people. What percentage of homogeneity does a state become an ethno-state? Is China an ethno-state? I don't know what the homogeneity is. Is Indonesia an ethno-state? I have no clue. I don't know what the makeup is. It's mostly Chinese and mostly Indian. Riddle me this, Thomas. Riddle me this. It's only white people that he has a problem with when they do these things. Chinese people can have a continent. We can't have a town. That's what he believes. He hates himself. A policy that limits the other ethnicities getting into their country. Practically every country that you would call third world, that you love so much, has policies that limit who can go there. Hold the phone. Who said that I love these countries? If it's an ethno-state, I don't support it, Thomas. I don't like ethno-states. This guy's putting words into my mouth. This guy this guy. I do. I am a political science major. I study this. I love this. Have their ethnic solidarity, their ethnic institutions, their ethnic interests. This guy only hates it when white people does it. No, I hate it when everyone does it. He's putting words into my mouth. I hate all ethno-states. I'd hate myself. I don't like ethno-states. Ethno-states are bad. Oh no, he's going. Guys, we gotta follow. Come on. Fashy mad, fashy sad, fashy mad, Trump isn't his dad. Yeah, I know. It just rhymes, so I thought it would be good.
That'll do. See you later. Bye.